Hey, Facebook family. Been a little while. Well, probably not that long. Kind of getting into the second week of January. Just getting on here for a few minutes. Been home for not too long. A lot of hours working and doing different things, but wanted to get on here and talk a little bit about how the new year is starting and some things. So I'm gonna make you laugh, Bart. Funny. I see you come on here. So we got notice today that we've got Monday off for Martin Luther King Day. I haven't had Martin Luther King Day off in I don't know how many years. And now it's like, oh, wow. Okay. So I normally have to schedule events around my day. And now I've got a whole day to be able to do what I need to do. It's a wonderful thing. But I came on here as always trying to encourage folks and talking about by now. Most of you who have made New Year's resolutions to go to the gym and lose 10 pounds or start that business and write that book should have by now on day 9 experienced some obstacle, some thought for or excuse for the reason why you think you are not going to be able to do it. And so just want to give you encouragement for once again that even though you hear those things and they come up in your mind as talking about or yourself giving yourself excuses on the reason why you're not going to succeed this year, we want to be able to not only just say what it is, but remind ourselves that we will make it, that we'll be able to finish strong because the only way to finish strong is to make sure you start strong. And so as we come in for each of the days, we want to be mindful, and this is always for me first as I talk to you all, and so we got a couple of things going on this year. I'm expecting not one but two grandchildren between now and June, and like it's crazy because it's a lot of us already, but apparently it's gonna be more. And as my children say, they blame it all on me because I'm the one that started with the 5. And so before the end of this year, we'll have 5 babies. Well, not really. 2 kind of need to get jobs, and then the other 3 will be babies. But as I was talking about the excuses that we tell ourselves, well, I don't have the money, I don't have the savings, I'm not really sure what to do, or I'm going through something right now. And so I just want to encourage you all, if you are praying people, start with prayer, and write down the stuff that you pray about. A lot of times we don't take inventory for the things that we pray about, but there's encouragement in us even knowing that God has answered our prayers and knowing that God is listening to us. And then find some people in your circle or get some new people who you can talk to, who can be your confidants, who you can be your truest self with. And so I see a lot of things that sometimes I do judge, and I see it as counterfeit, or I'm like, why are people doing all of that? I'm not always happy, but I'm not always sad. And so, when it comes to different things in our life, we just got to make the choice for what we want. Like literally say, what is the outcome? What is the objectives that we want? If we are saying, I'm going to get a gym membership, why are you getting a gym membership? Know why you're paying for that thing before you start paying for it. You want to lose 10 pounds, or you just want to be more healthy, or you want to be more health conscious, spending some time getting to know yourself as a person, and the things that each of us needs. And so, my experience and my needs are not going to match yours. And, I love the opportunity for me to connect with real people. God has placed some real people in my life. And really what that means is we don't have to be counterfeit with each other. It's not oh, hey girl, how you doing? Oh yeah, I'm good. I'm blessed and I'm highly favored. Guess what? I'm that every day. But there are struggles that come with each and every day that are real things. There are so many that are dealing with loss of loved ones, anniversaries of the loss of loved ones. They're dealing with whether it's issues or problems at work, problems with the kids, problems with their finances. Sometimes we bite off more than we could chew. And sometimes we think that we can't go after our aspirations because we're in a place where it's like, okay, well, I got this, and this, and I can't fit another thing. And even in our lives, people who are connected to me, I always get yelled at for multitasking because it's like, can you do one thing at a time? Usually not. But I'm trying to make the most of my time. And if you get my time only, trust and believe you a special one. And I mean that not jokingly. I mean that seriously because, there are a lot of different responsibilities that I have. There's a lot of different things. But the funny thing is I try to be transparent in the sense of I'm working on it every day, that I'm working on being a better me, and hopefully you're doing the same in your areas. But I put a post up early today that it really just kind of shaped my entire life, where it was really talking about healing being a process. And sometimes when things happen to us, we don't have the opportunity just to be like, okay, well, I'm gonna get over that, or sometimes we say that to people, as a mother, I've said it so many times. It's like, you need to get over that thing. You need to get over that thing. And I remember a family thing, and Joe's going to be so upset, but I remember he was going through something, and I was like, you better get over it. Like, you got to get on with the next thing, because this is not where we're staying. And I mean, he was very distraught, and he's like, I just want one day. And that's what he said to me. He's like, one day. That's all I want. I want one day. How many of us in our lives really think about, Lord, I need a break. I'm not looking to quit. I'm not looking to give up, but I need one day to regroup. And so I say this today because a lot of times when we get, whether it's ministry, whether it's at work, whether it's in different areas, we forget to take that one day. If you need a day off, take that day off, regroup, plan, do things that are going to be good for you, and really think about what it is. Hey, cousin, love you. Think about what it is that you're trying to do. What are the objectives, And so I was in a meeting today, and I'm talking about training for my team. And I'm saying, I want to have this training. And so my boss's boss is like, okay, so what are your objectives? Funny you ask. Sometimes I think they think I ain't going to be prepared with an answer, but y'all know I got words all day. And so I tell him what my objectives are. And then he asks me what's my audience, like what is the purpose for the training? So I give him objectives. I tell him what the purpose is. And then I ask the question, have you ever done anything like this before? And of course, the answer was no. I knew the answer was no, but you gotta communicate that stuff. But even with that, we got to think about why are we doing things? A lot of times in network marketing, they tell you, kind of form your why and always have it ready for the reason why you're doing the things that you're doing. But sometimes we don't always have a why. And I know a lot of times, when we are, especially those who are in ministry, will say, well, I don't know. I just know that it was in my spirit to do that thing. Or I have a passion for, speaking to women or young girls. Or I got a passion for scooping up my brothers and being able to do things. Break. Yes. Especially after you have your wisdom tooth taken out. You take a day and you sit down somewhere. Okay, we're going to leave that one alone. Love you, man. But it's always an opportunity for us to reevaluate. So I have a nutritionist, cause I don't act like I know how to do everything, but I also, I tease y'all and tell you I got good insurance. So because I got good insurance, if I say, I think somebody will show up with that, particular thing. So, I'm talking and we start talking about, and she's like, well, tell me some things that you were successful in doing in 2017. And of course, specifically, I'm telling her about, my nutritional goals and the things that I've done positive on that side. And then it kind of went a little bit further because I started thinking, well, what were the things that I did well? And what were the things that I was able to kind of master? And so those things are no longer an issue, and we can move on to new things. We get to move on and focus on things that we haven't focused on before. And so the interesting thing was, as I started thinking about what things that I do well. I was able to move without fear and learn how to do that. I was able to kind of take some big, strategic, strong moves away from family, not think about what other people were going to say, relocated to a new place. We're 11 months into this and I think it's successful. I haven't broken anything and I'm breathing. And I'm happy, and so the thing is that there are a lot of things that we have that affects our lives. There are a lot of things that we do that bring joy to our lives. And I try to surround myself with that. But every now and then, we get those hits, we get those blows, we get those things that knock us off what our regular path is. The thing is, when we think about stories like Hansel and Gretel and they put the breadcrumbs down so that they would know how to get back on track. We got to do that in our own lives sometimes so that it's, let me take a day, and whether it's focusing on me time, whether it's focusing on having strategy, because a lot of times we got to write strategy down. We got to say what it is that we're doing. But, it's like, if we always talking about it and we're never doing it, then we're in the same place. We're in the same place and exhausted. We might need some more water because we done talked our mouths dry. But we got to be in a place where it's like, I'm going to do something. And so I mentioned, and, I post a lot on Facebook, and I'm like, I'm trying to do something every day. Just something little, for the dreams that I have, for the passions that God has placed within me, and just a lot of things that I know. And, it's interesting because we hear a lot of times scripture says, to whom much is given, much is required. And I know that I've been given a lot. I know that the life that I live is not the one that demographically I'm supposed to be living. A mother of 5, I'm supposed to be somewhere different. I'm supposed to be taking care of grandkids. It was supposed to be high school dropouts or all of those things. And that's not my testimony. Maybe that's somebody else's, and the Lord will use your testimony right where you are. But it's so much stuff that we've got to just keep reminding ourselves day in and day out. And so a lot of times, I know for me, I do what I call sort of like faith aspiration. So what do I say to myself? You're beautiful, you're awesome, you're great. Even when you're looking at those stretch marks and you're reminded, like, okay, I think I still love them kids. Because I see them every day, one way or another, but that's a whole nother story. But when I come on, I know sometimes I like try to say, well, I'm going to get on in the morning because people will be able to watch, or maybe I'll get on in the evening and it's about dinner time now. But hopefully this will bless you whenever you press play. And so just want to encourage you all, as I'm encouraging myself, do something, continue to do stuff. We're 9 days into the new year. If you haven't started those things that you promised yourself you would, today is the perfect day to start it. Or if you can't start it today, write it down today. Write the vision and make it plain. And your words matter. I really enjoyed watching the Oprah Winfrey acceptance speech, and I thought it was like really soul stirring. I am a fan of Oprah. I don't know if I want her to be president, but if her name's on the ballot, I probably would vote for it. I mean, take that entire silence and the side eye. Love you, Maribel. When you come back and watch this, you'll see I gave you your side eye. But what she said is your story matters, and so I want to just leave that as encouragement for somebody, that no matter what it is that you believe that has disqualified you, or maybe you see other people doing it. So somebody else wrote their book and you're thinking, oh, well, I could never do that, or they don't want to know my story. But there is a uniqueness about the story that you tell. There is something different about your experience and what you bring into the world. You are strong. You are resilient. You are beautiful. You are smart and intelligent, and you are able to do things far beyond any other being in certain areas. So know this, the thing that you should be doing best is being you. Nobody else could be Karen Ann like me. Not one person can be Karen Ann just like me. So when you're thinking about, I don't know my purpose, so I don't know what I'm supposed to do in the world, we'll start with just being yourself. Because what you will find is the things that are connected to you will point you in the right direction of your purpose. You'll find yourself right dead smack dab in the middle of what you are supposed to be doing within this universe. And so if you start with just getting to know yourself, getting to know more about you, I come on here a lot of times and sometimes I'll have a word of encouragement for somebody else. And I always say it's for me first and then for everybody else. Why? Because I just love encouragement. I got a call from a dear brother of mine, and, I'm on the phone with somebody else, and he left a message and he's like, hey girl, Just called to tell you I love you and that I'm thinking about you and I'm checking on you. Like, you know how crazy that? I'm like, okay. Just to know that we are loved and to know that there are people who are around us. And sometimes we forget, we don't always have to be Superwoman or Superman. There are days, as I mentioned before, we got to take a break sometimes. We got to sit down, be still, know what's going on, and strategize. Strategize for what it is that we want our tomorrow to be. So if today is not really what you hope for it to be thankful that we got it today. Pray that we get and hopeful for a tomorrow. And then we plan. We plan tonight for the course of action that we're going to be taking to bring ourselves into a new level of destiny, into a new place in the world, whether it's kingdom building, whether it's building in the corporate world, whether it's doing things on the nonprofit side of things and social services, whatever it is. I can't speak to each person. I know what God has put in me. I know the tools that he's saying, all right, these are the things that you have to do right now. So, do I have a plan? I've got a plan. I've got a vision board. I've got all those things. But I tell you, the biggest thing that I have is that I've got a really strong sisterhood and prayer. And I say them together, not that one outweighs the other, and if one did, prayer would be on the top of the list. But I say prayer and sisterhood and fellowship with sisters and brothers is because when I can't pray, when I don't know what to say, when I'm unsure of even the mask that I'm putting on or the flaws, we love to get our face beat and we doing all this stuff, and we literally are doing the most. But there are times when I don't know what to say for myself. And then my sisters pray. And then they think about me. And then, and I got to say, I'm blessed with sisters and brothers that do that. That they're the ones who be like, what? Who said what? We going where? Where shall we go? But they're holding me down, And so if you don't have that in your life, get it. I promise you, it will change your entire existence. It will change your entire existence to know that there are people who genuinely love you, that they care about you, that they are concerned with your well-being. Send somebody a text tonight. Be like, I prayed for you tonight. Send somebody a text just to tell them I'm thinking about you. It will change their entire world. Unsolicited care and concern is one of the best ways that you can brighten up somebody's day, whether it's a friend, a sister, a brother, whoever it is. If you're sending that, you will be surprised how a supported heart can go further. So if I'm sad and I'm depressed, I'm not going to be able to do the things that I'm supposed to do. But if I feel empowered and loved and I feel like my voice matters, guess what? I'll be on here all day till this phone die and then we'll plug it up and talk some more. You can't give what you don't have. But as you keep filling up your cup, your overflow will feed millions. It's not even just touching one or two people. We got the capacity to move forward. So whatever those things are, I don't believe in resolutions, but I believe in setting goals for each year. And so hopefully you all will set goals. If you haven't set them, it's January 9th. Don't give up on the goals that you set on December 31st. Some of us were late to the party, so we didn't start yet. So we can't even say that we failed because we didn't start nothing yet. But there are those of us that started, December 31st, we were going hard. And on January 1st, we like, yes, we survived 2017. We're in 2018 and we are ready to take over the world. Don't let your balloon be depleted so quickly. Pace yourself. Do a little bit at a time. Be able to know what it is. You want to know how to do things. Fix your face on God. Fix your face on how to learn more about yourself. Knowing that your love starts with you. I'm very strict about the people who are around me and the way that they love me now. Why? Because I've been emotionally abused in the past and I can't afford to be pushed off track because somebody decided that they was going to get away with talking to me any kind of way or calling me a particular name or saying particular things. And so I need you to know that if you are in my life and there is something wrong with the way that you are treating me, you will know immediately. You won't have to wait for it. You ain't got to wonder, did I make her upset or mad? No, I'm going to tell you right away, because I'm going to do it in love. I'm not going to do it from a place of, I'm going to try not to do it from a place of hurt. But I am going to do it from a place of, I've got to protect the gift. I've got to protect the gift because I can't go off course. And so that's the thing in 2018. Consistency is, if I would say I had a resolution, that's my goal. I can't even call it a resolution. Consistency. So if I'm going to eat better, I'm going to eat better every day. Don't bring no cake to my house. Don't bring no pie to my house. Don't bring no cookies here. Because if it come, I'm going to eat it. But if you keep it out the house, I got a good chance of me not having to worry about having to eat it. There are so many of you. I see you all coming in, and I thank God for you. I thank you for watching and listening to me. It's going to be some good things that God is doing for 2018. And he's giving me glimpses. Okay, well, he giving me the whole plan, honestly. Like, I know step 1, 2 to 15. And I'm like, wow, me? Expect some good things, and hopefully you'll be encouraged. Love somebody around you. Remember that there is not only someone going through, there is someone who just got through, and there is someone that doesn't even know there's a storm around the corner for them. So your word, your encouragement, your love towards them will give them exactly the fuel that they need to make it through the next thing that's on the horizon. We don't know what it is. I could say today, I cried with one of my sisters, and Lord have mercy, I just felt that thing, and I don't have that many people. All y'all don't make me cry, but I'll be like, well, Lord bless them. But hey, cousin. But even in the tears, joy and laughter came from that. And that comes from relationship. Like, you can't feel everybody because you don't have a relationship with them. But when you got a relationship with somebody, if they're hurting, if they're going through things, if they are in a difficult place in their life, understand this. There were people who dragged me to a better place in my mind, to a better place in my health, to a better place in my being. And so I don't mind dragging some of y'all. I'm probably not going to pay attention to whether your shoes get scuffed or your knees get scraped. But when you need dragging, I don't mind doing that, and I'm trying to expand my capacity, that I don't only do that for the people that I love, but for those that I see that are in need, that when I see it, I can operate. And so I see people every day who are battling with depression because they don't know how to get out of their situations. And I remember being there, I remember when it was like, I don't know how I'm going to get from here to there. And now I'm way over here. Like, I'm not even just like 1 foot over. Like, oh, Lord, if you let me feed these kids and not have to do nothing crazy. And Lord, if I could get a 9 to 5. And Lord, if you could help me get this car. And if you could help me. I'm past all of that. All of that. And it doesn't mean that there are not struggles. But what it means is his record is good. He's brought me through some hard times. He's brought me through some things that, and I'm having a conversation with somebody today. It's like anybody else, the type of stuff that I know personally I've been through. Some of y'all wouldn't have made it to Monday afternoon if it hit you at 11:59 a.m. But God is faithful, and so we got to stand on what it is that he's saying to us, and we all have a purpose. So whatever your religion, whatever your background, understand this one thing. We've been created with purpose within us. And if we don't know how to get it, I'll say it again. Spend time with yourself. Spend time knowing who you are, because you can't be any good to anyone else until you are good to yourself. I was watching a mime Dr. Jamal Bryant sermon, and it was talking about being in an airplane and what happens when the airplane crashes. And they tell you, put the mask on your face first before you put the mask on anybody else. So we got to save ourselves first. We got to save our integrity. We've got to save our sanity. That means that if you got crazy people around you, limit your exposure to crazy so you will not become one of them. It sounds so simple. It sounds so simple. We also sometimes have to take the authority and check family members, because family members will drive you crazy more than any other people. Work, you think that they the ones driving you crazy, but they don't feel entitled to drive you crazy. Your family will drive you crazy and still expect steak and potatoes in 10 minutes. Understand that you also have the opportunity to train people how to love you, to train people what things are unacceptable to you, to train people how important respect is to you. And so, for me, y'all could get away with a lot of stuff. I hear the snide remarks. I could respond to them, but a lot of times I don't. The only thing that I'm still working on is somebody is being disrespectful in some type of way, whether it's to me or in my presence. You gonna know. I'm just going to tell you right now, because that's about the only thing that I cannot personally handle is disrespect to me or disrespect to any human. We don't have to agree. We don't have to do anything. See, when I be doing stuff, no, that's my niece and she looking crazy. So if she come back this way, she better bend down. Anyway, respect is demanded for me. And I don't mean that in an egotistical way, but I mean this. Linda and Ulysses spent a lot of time making sure that I respect people, that I respect perspectives, that I respect myself. And so in all of that, I try to do that as much and make that a basis for what I do. I always tell my team at work, I don't like being a boss. I don't want to be a boss. I love all day being a leader. I will lead that team. I've got the title of director, so I will direct all day. But when you make me be a boss, somebody's feelings are going to get hurt. Because I know how to do it. I know how to be a boss. But when I'm being a boss, that means that I got to put aside the care that I have for you. I've got to put aside the things that I want to instill with you. And sometimes that means that I've got to acknowledge that there's been disrespect. And with disrespect sometimes comes consequences. And so I understand all of that. Leader is what I enjoy being. I enjoy doing it. Lot of aspects of my job, and there's so much because I've learned so much about myself in this move. I thought I was giving up things, and I did give up some things, but I gained so much, and so for those who are on the crutch of something that you're looking to do and you're embarking on new things, understand this. It won't be easy. It won't be easy. Like, you got YouTubes all day that tell you, oh, just do this, do that. If you are venturing on something new, understand that disciplining yourself is the hard part. It's not even about learning technology or getting new equipment or finding money for the venture. You got to discipline yourself first. And so when that comes into play, that's just a crazy transformation that needs to happen for that. And so I'm about to get off here because, my kids are pinging me in our family chat and whatnot. I got a grandbaby. So we know one is a boy. I don't know what the other child is yet. I've only had granddaughters. So y'all pray for me. I enjoy the granddaughter thing because outside of my daughter's the oldest, and then I got 4 boys. And so, we loud and we rowdy and then I got these 4 girls and I got to be, I'm Mimi. So you gonna sit down and you're gonna do these things and we'll have discipline. But you're gonna cross your legs and this is what you do. And we don't always wear dresses and we don't always wear pants, but whatever we do, so yeah, I'm teaching them all that stuff. I'm the bomb. Like, I could say that. Best thing I ever did. I'm a good mother, but I am a bomb Mimi. So I don't know what 4 and 5 gonna get into, but we're excited about it, and y'all pray for me. They think they dropping these kids off at my house, or pray for them, because They ain't gonna find me when they come. That's all I'm gonna say on that. I'm excited about 2018. 2017 was difficult for me for a lot of different reasons. But it is, yes, girl, 4 and 5 on the way in 2018. But I'm doing it. Like, God is so good. I tell every parent, endure your children, because then grandkids come, or maybe you got nieces and nephews, but my granddaughters are the best gift that God could have ever gave me. I love my children, but they spend my money and they don't listen to me. My granddaughters believe that I am the diamond that I am and consider me to be the queen that I am. Now the rest of them, that's all. Now I'm gonna tell you this last thing, and then I'm gonna get off of here. My son, and I'm calling him out, Joseph. So last year, not 2017, 2016, he gave me a candle, and he was like, "Ma, it's a dual gift." He said, "When you burn a candle, it's a gift inside of the candle." I burned that candle, and then it would, the wax would cool back up, and then it was like I never burned that thing. And so I've had this candle for over a year and couldn't get to the second gift. That thing would drive me crazy, because I was like, well, I want to see what the other gift was. I literally had to burn that candle. So over this past weekend, I was like, it's been a whole year with me and this candle. We gonna burn this candle till I figure out what this gift was. I burned that candle overnight, and then I let it sit. And then when I figured out that every day after I burned it, it would kind of coagulate, whatever they call that, the wax came back, and it would cover up the progress that I had already made from burning the candle. Now, I got the whole message in that. I got it. It was like, okay, sometimes you gotta pour off the fat. So I had to pour off the wax out of the candle. I'm wasting the candle. I love candles. Don't put no gift in no candle. I don't know whose idea this was. Don't do it. But we went through all of this, and we burned the candle, and then I poured the wax off, and it was like, oh snap, we getting close. I'm about to get my gift. Okay. So then I burned it the next day, and we got a little bit more closer, and it was like, oh wow, I could finally see where the gift was. And it was like tucked up on the side of the round thing. Anyway, it took me 3 days to get that thing out of there. Now, I want to tell you, it's a beautiful necklace. It's a silver necklace with a purple amethyst stone. It is gorgeous. Was it worth all that work? I'm not really sure yet. But when I wear it and I'll be able to say my son, bought this gift for me, I might feel different. All I know right now is that was a lot of burning on that candle. And then I still had to dig it out so I could get it, And once I released it, though, I was so happy. I may never burn that candle again. I probably won't, but that's a whole nother story. But I got my gift. And so we got to remember that sometimes through the struggle, sometimes through the hard part, there's a gift. And it doesn't mean that it's just going to come to us. See, I love gifts. Gifts is my love language. It is my primary love language. My kids know if they want something from me, give me something. And if you give me $10, I'll probably give you $100. I know the math don't work, but I get all happy and excited because somebody thought of me. In that thing with that candle, I just wanted the gift. I didn't want the work. And so part of that was a discipline within myself, because I not only had to make sure that the candle was burning, I had to make sure that the fire didn't go out. Don't miss it. I had to make sure that the fire didn't go out. I had to make sure that it continued to burn, and I had to nurture it so that I could pour that wax off so we continued to have progress. So hopefully in 2018, you will treat your dreams that way. Spend the time to burn. Spend the time to be able to cut off the fat, to get the things off of you that are unnecessary, and be able to understand that even though you think that the gift is not going to be worth the work, I love purple. I love purple. My son knows that. I'm equating the fact that he chose what was going to be inside versus that it was just a coincidence that it's something that I really would love and enjoy. I was so angry at that boy. I promise you, in 2016, I was like, I want all my gifts back. All of them. I spent money on you. I bought them. I know exactly what I bought that boy last year. And I was like, This does not equate to this candle, and I can't even get the gift. It took me over a year to really figure out and spend the time. But when I focused, when I created the strategy for what it was that I was going to do, I burned that candle, I put in the work, cut off what needed to be cut off, and I got my gift. Now, on the outside of all of that, me getting my gift and my beautiful necklace, I love him. I love you, Joseph. I do. But if you ever buy me a gift within a gift, I can't say, because they might use this as evidence in my trial. What I did for him and for the rest of them is created a wish list. So Amazon, you know, they got a wish list. I now have a wish list, and all they need to do is go on the wish list and pick one thing out, whether it's birthday, Mother's Day, Groundhog's Day, because my mother did not kill me day, I survived from childhood to adult without visible scar. I don't know, whatever they're celebrating, they now have a wish list. So I got Pandora bracelets. Joshua's the one. He's like, Ma, I'm about to go buy you something. Hit what's on the list. And I tell him what's on the list, and he picks one. Or he picked two. He bought me two this year. So love him, because it works. He's like, I'm not buying nothing that you don't pre-approve, because I'm not getting in the same boat as Joseph. Because Joe didn't really, I wasn't going to get him no gift this year, because I was still working on the candle. And I told him, I'm not buying you nothing else till I get the gift that's inside this candle. But I got my gift. I love my children. Excited about the new grands that are coming. We thinking 2 boys, but the boys always ask for more boys, and they really haven't gotten that. But my daughter is so excited because she's never been an auntie. I promise you that if I was an auntie before any of these kids, well, you know, the Lord had another plan. But I love my niece. I love my nephew. And I'm excited about what 2018 is coming to bring. Yes, I'm hoping to get back on the stage real quick. I'm excited about opportunities here in North Carolina. I have not been on the stage since 2016. Yeah, that's a long time. Okay, 2017. But anyway, we're not really counting all of that. Be encouraged. Remember, it's day 9. If you haven't started, get started. If you started, don't be discouraged. Take your break. Breathe. Inhale, exhale, and let's get these things done. Let's get some stuff done. God has granted us with another year, another day. This is a day that we know many of our loved ones that we've, celebrated life and lost. There are many people that didn't make it here to 2018. We got to make it worth it. We got to make sure that we are, all of the kids is Danielle. Danielle got 4 kids. She trying to catch up with me. Anyway, I'm a letter too. Because this way it stopped. I don't know what to tell you. Her and Ray. Ray has 9. Anyway, that's a whole nother story. I can't be telling people business on here. I'm trying to tell mine. But love you all. You all have a good night. We're going to make this more of a habit to be on here, whether it's live, and the Lord is opening up some other avenues for me to be able to touch some other lives. And so I'm excited about that. I get excited about being able to touch and impact people in a positive way. And so you'll see some more of that. And just pray for me as I pray for you. I'll just put the one plug, Fierce Divas Pray, sister, friend, empowerment circle. We have prayer this evening, and so I'll be leading a devotion and prayer at 10 p.m. If you're up at that time, feel free to jump on the line, and I'll put some information on my page for that's coming up tonight. But that has definitely been something that has sustained me, not just with the sisterhood, but also just giving me the opportunity to expand and grow and really take the time not just to pray, but to listen to what God has for me in my life. I hope you do the same with yours. You all have a good night.